Hey, I'm Dr. T, and I'm going to show you how to use your new KoBQue machine. I'll run through the different components here in just a second. KoBQue machine is designed to help you sous vide cook in an inexpensive way. Let's go through the machine. This is a industrial controller. Controls to 0.1 degree, on-off switch with a fuse, reset fuse. In the back you have port for the circulator temperature sensor for your device, a heating device, volume control for water, and power input. So let's set it up. When you first open your box, you have three components: power cord, temperature sensor circulator, and the KoBQue machine. To get those out, we'll set up the machine by putting the circulator in place. Tighten that up. Take your power cord, plug it in the back. And we find that the most convenient device to use is a hot plate. It's about 1,000 to 1,200 watts and more than heats the water that we need to the temperatures that we need. This is the hot plate. We'll plug that in here to the back. And we're ready to go. Now you can use different volumes of water for setting up your KoBQue machine. If you're doing some small items, let's say some fish or packaged meat or seal meal food, steaks, and you want to sous vide them, you can use a small chamber. Or if we're going to, like we're going to show you here in a few minutes, if you want to cook an entire brisket sous vide, this is how you do it. It's the only way you're going to cook an entire brisket sous vide. Okay, here we go. Now what you have is your hot plate is connected, your KoBQue machine is on. We'll use a small. I'll show you how to set up a small pot. Set the small pot on top of the hot plate, and take your circulator pump, place it in here, and turn it on. Now you can adjust your water volume. There's your temperature, water temperature showing. Okay. On the back here is your water volume control. And you'll see in the pot that we've got a circulator here. Now you don't want to have a huge water volume circulating for a small kettle like this, but for a bigger kettle you might want to turn up the volume a little bit. I like to lay it over on the side like that and get that water circulating really well. Okay. Now our target temperature here is 90, our current temperature, excuse me, is 90.5 degrees. Our target temperature, the one I like to use for cooking meat, can be shown by pushing either the down arrow or the up arrow. I like to cook at 132 degrees. That's 132.0 degrees. When it's flashing like that, that's your target temperature. When it goes back to a steady temperature reading, that's the current temperature, now 91 degrees. So we check our target by pressing the up arrow once. Let it finish flashing. And there's our current temperature. Now we're heating up to 132 degrees. Now what we'll do is we'll set the machine down, and very soon we'll be hitting 132 degrees, which is a good cooking temperature for medium rare, for beef medium rare. Now what I'm going to show you how to do is how to cook an entire brisket sous vide. So let's turn this off. Move our device here. Close up the pot, and we get a kettle out. Now this is a turkey roaster pan, which it comes in handy for cooking brisket. What we do here is set this on top of our hot plate. The hot plates, you can get some really good hot plates for about 20 bucks. So this is probably the single most cost-effective way to sous vide cook. We're going to take this brisket. Now when you buy it, let me show you here a couple pointers. When you buy the brisket, you want to make sure it's sealed completely. This one's frozen. You don't want any air pockets in here. If there's any air on the surface of the brisket in the package, it's going to leak, and you're going to leave this in here for 60 hours to get this thing tenderized. So what we're going to do is take this, I've already examined it, and we're going to place it in our kettle. Here we go. And as time goes on, this water, we'll take the water level back up again. This is frozen, so it's a little stiff. It should lay down in that kettle. And we take this circulator, place it in the kettle here, and checking on this from time to time. Turn on our KoBQue machine. It's going to start taking a reading. There we go. There we go. And we're water circulating just like in the other kettle. And our temperature is going to 98.0. It's cooling off because the brisket is frozen. It's going to take the temperature down. But the hot plate is on, and it's going to be set to warm this water to 132 degrees while it's circulating. You let that sit in the KoBQue, control the water temperature of your water bath for about 60 hours. When you finish, take it out, and you can smoke it to the flavor that you like in your own smoker. And that's the introduction to the KoBQue machine. Now, there are two other videos, one showing you how to auto-tune this to different size kettles. If you have larger kettles or a different heating source, you can auto-tune that heating source. And then if you need to change controller, circulator temperature sensors, they need to be calibrated if you need 0.1 degree accuracy. So I'm going to show you that next.